Hello traders. So another episode of here with Bookmap. Today we're gonna look at trades on high volatility days. So let's wait a few minutes over here to start. Read the disclaimer. Today Bruce is not gonna be with us. So we're gonna go on THMO, Tesla. Also we had this morning FRC. So we'll share a few things over here. So good morning everybody. I'm going to start in 2 minutes. Two minutes to start. Morning everybody. Okay, let's start traders. So first of all, good morning again. We're going to start with THMO, small cap. So finally one of the small caps that is getting back over here. This is a small cap, really small, 2 million. We have a micro float, or in this case I could say better, I don't know, float, right? So we have less than 1 million float. We have an institutional over here of 1.90. Insider ownership is not that important for me, and essentially I want to look at the financials. They're pretty bad, and it's a company that doesn't have previous stats. So we don't have previous stats, how many times it faded, how many times it ran. Over here, essentially this morning we are looking for a trade short. And why? Because a lot of these small caps, they are pumping. Could be on the news, could be on an upgrade, could be on something about the filings, right? Let's say they're raising capital or anything else. So they're gonna take a reason over here to push, trying to collect more money and possibly to raise capital. Now THMO, I did some research on this morning. I'm gonna explain a few things over here. So this morning we are looking at a small cap, small flow, no cash, high dilution, and we had two plans. First plan was to look for a short, so that was my A+ setup plan, and there to look was around 525, 540, or if we would have had bear trap and high volume, looking for a long. So the point for me over here, and I can share basically what we did. So give me a second. I don't want to say too much about the news over here, why this was up. It's not that important. The news in this moment won't really help you much determine if this is going to be a runner or a fader. But over here, I want to just share this 1 second, okay? So this over here is the Discord. I screen share my trades and my monitors when I trade, but also I have a room where I write the entries. I said this is a 9:55, okay? This is my Italian time. Yes, I live here in Italy. So 9:55, I said to look for a 525, 540. I'll be shorting more if we have this extension. And why this? Okay, so remember here, 9:55, okay? Let's pass to a 1 minute chart. So let's see where we are at 9:55, okay? This is a 1 minute chart. You can see this morning price action. We came over here. This was 8:30, 9 o'clock, 8:53, 9 o'clock, we had this major extension. Now recognize a few things over here. First of all, the process, okay? It's very important, the process. Was looking this 540, was looking at 550, was looking at this level. So different levels over here, but mostly technical levels. Not really levels where we had a lot of liquidity. So when I see this level, I trace a line. Then we have another level over here. And then we have another level over here. And we can continue, right? Because all these levels are without high volume. So essentially, you can see down here, the volume is very, very slow. Very, very low. Very, very low. So it's a technical resistance. More than a high volume resistance. And then I like to use Bookmap over here to help me determine that day what are those main levels of high liquidity. Okay? So you can see over here that while the price was going up, we had this major liquidity over here, 540, 550. So 540, 550 is this level over here. We have the Bookmap over here that is helping us, okay, to see that it's an important level. And from that point, we start fading. But I personally like to load my positions after the gate where we have more volume. You can see over here the difference in volume, right? So we have an average over here in pre-market around 100, 120K. After the open, at least for the first 15 minutes, we have an average about 3 times more. So over here we are, remember what I said, 955, okay? So I can put back over here. And I said 955, THMO 525 short, right? So where is 955? This is 955 at this point over here. So at this point over here, essentially, and I'm going to share what happened with Bookmap over here. 955. This is 955. I said look for a trade at 540 or 525. You can see over here, 955. Explain exactly that point, that entry. So what does it mean? Knowing exactly what you're going to trade and know exactly your levels. Okay. This is what we had at 955 was exactly this point over here. Okay, this was 955. So over here, let's make it smaller. Over here, 955. We can write alerted for a possible push too short with 525 or 540. Okay. Now, anybody has a clue why I said that? Of course, if you're in my room, you know that. But anybody has a clue? Charlie, Sheldon, Veal, Vin. Okay, I see over here some answers. Okay, so we had a confluence, and this is a very important matter. We had a confluence over here of levels that were given from the daily levels, from intraday levels, and also from how to read over here Bookmap. So at this point you can see that, I'm gonna zoom in over here. This is when I alerted, 955 over here. I said alert for a possible push to short with 525 or 540. You can see over here the push to the 525. So reading the price section is not something that you learn after 1 month of trading. It takes a lot of years to become expert in what you're looking for. We start seeing over here the first breakout. If you put your level, you can put this over here. we can see over here the first breakout of trend line, and we see the huge amount of volume. You can see over here, this is a breakout of our trend line, huge amount of volume, right? And you can see that we start breaking the 430, getting to this first resistance over here around 450, this peak, and this peak is exactly this point. Then we curl back down, and over here we start holding dips. So this is the major pullback that we have in this breakout, and then we start buying over here. I mean, they start buying, so traders over here, they start buying. Of course, at these levels over here, so we can make these with another color. At these levels over here, you will see over here big hands. Okay, so they're like buying these dips. And up here, so we're gonna put over this, gonna be smart money or big hands. You can use whatever you want. And instead at this point over here, you will see, unfortunately, breakout traders. Okay, so we can put it over here like this. Breakout chasers, okay, traders. So retailers, okay, retailers. Why chasers? It's not something like to ridicule anybody, but it's something to tell you that they chase over here the move. Okay, so the move comes, they chase it. 958, you have this push, and you can see, so over here the pattern. We're gonna screenshot this over here 1 second. We can put over here a few more things. It's very important over here to read the price section. So alerted of push to short 525, 540. Over here we have 525, and over here we have 540. Okay, so what is this? This is an extension play. All right, extension play. We can write this down. Extension play. Then we'll go to Tesla, and we're gonna share FRC. We took 10 points on FRC this morning. Extension play. Extension play. Okay. So remember that when we see something like this, is an extension play. It's an extension. This is a big spike and extends into level of liquidity. Where I see those level of liquidity, I start seeing over here on Bookmap. Okay. Any question on this, traders? Was it clear? All right. If you go in Stocks JTrader, you can see the execution that we do. If you have access over here to the Bookmap or to the small cap room. So let's put a screenshot so that we can understand better. And we also gonna share back again this. As I said, over here, this we can bring it down. 9:55. Okay, so that time is 9:55. So 4 minutes before the push. Now, what else this morning happened? For now, the THMO target will be 3. Okay, TP is going to be 3. So we're going to stay with that. I don't really care too much today of adding over here. Just staying short with this. Easy fader. And we're going to look for a possible 3 to 320. Okay, this area over here. Let's start looking where we had the previous resistance. It was over here 540, but at the same time I have to look where I had the previous support. Okay, so where the price over here dip, and this is a good $3 level. You can see over here, right? Let's put a 5 minutes R so you'll see much better. Also, let's use Bookmap over here. There we are. So I'm looking for this level over here as my main target. Now we have over here some high liquidity around 350, then over here 320s. So I think we can get this 320s, 310s. What do you think, guys? Could be a good spot over here, right? Anybody holding short? This was a good call over here. Okay, let's see if somebody else. Okay, so I think this is going to be our main target. Now let's look something else. We have Tesla this morning. So again, I share the chart over here, both on Bookmap and also on in the room. Of course, in the room I went over the explanation and live trade on this. And I can see that Tesla is one of the best stocks to trade. I mean, a lot of my trading buddies over here, they're trading Tesla. One of the most volatile and liquid stocks to trade. So I believe traders, we're gonna have, okay, a big trade today on this, if we're gonna break this range. Few things over here to say. So let's make our plan. This is where the week starts, okay? And see over here, this is the 13th, okay? Exactly where I'm pointing out. This is the 13th. So I've been putting over here the high. This is the 13 high. Sorry, this is the 15 over here, the early pre-market high. Actually, pardon, this is Italian time. So we are over here at 4:15. So this is your high of the week. This is the resistance of the previous week. Then I will put over here, and this is already done on the brokers that I use. I'm gonna put this level over here. Okay, so we have this low. We have the saddle low. And then of course I'm gonna put over here the low of the week. We have more resistance supports, right? But I'm putting just the main one over here. Make you understand that we are in this range today. Okay, this was the top in early pre-market. Now you can see over here, traders, that we are basically sideways. And when we're sideways, I don't really like to trade. We have this range over here. Okay, so what I'm gonna explain. I'm looking at, or for a possible push over here to this 182. And looking for a short and a fake out using Bookmap. You can see high liquidity area. And essentially, this is what I'm going to do, okay? So, or I'm looking for these levels over here in case we're gonna have a fake breakdown and push. Also, we have this main level over here, 184 and 60s, 184 and 50s, and this 173. These are two most important levels of the, we say, of the day, okay? If we can get those levels over there. So anybody traded Tesla this morning? Okay. So an example over here of this from the team. So an example of execution this morning, what we had, we're looking over here for a short, reason to cover, short again covers, short and covers. And why this? So we're gonna review this together with Bookmap, okay? Just let me know if you also traded Tesla at the moment. I'm gonna drink something. All right, back here. So, okay, so over here you see like some traders traded, Vin, also over here Mike, Greg, and then over here Lambo and Bishop. Okay, some traders traded Tesla today. Now, in a range, I'm first of all finding the levels where I want to trade, and I can share over here the plan that I made in pre-market, so you can understand then the levels and why I want to trade over there. Okay, why we want to trade over there. So over here I said a few things. So let's reduce this. Tesla, or we're looking for an over-under, so essentially a short, or we will be looking for 178 and 75 bear trap long, or for 177 and 25 bear trap and long. Now if you look at Tesla over here, we're gonna put a 1 minute chart. You understand better with these levels. So this traders was not after the open, after the things happened. This was at 9:17. So 30 minutes before the open, correct? And let's look over here. So I said over under. So I said to look for a short in case we have a breakdown. Or this was too out, so it didn't happen. Or a 178 and 75, 178 and 50, bear trap. Okay, so essentially a sell stop and reverse at 50. So reverse long. Now let's look at the levels. So I put this level here pre-market. You can see 178 and 85. On Bookmap, I had this level down here. So this was the level 179, okay? And this was the level 179. And this was the alert. So let's put over here a few things. Over here we have a pre-market support 179 of high liquidity, okay? Is it clear, guys or gals? This is essentially finding the main structure over here on Tesla, which yesterday was a big run up. Today in pre-market was a main fail, following yes. Being sideways action, so you can see that the trend is sideways. If we have over here higher lows, higher highs, this is going to be a bullish. Lower highs, lower lows are going to be bearish. In this case, we have same highs, same lows, or lower highs, higher lows. So contraction of the volume, contraction of the pattern. And 917 over here, 917 before open, made a plan with levels to trade. And I said look for 178 and 75 on what I said over here, bear trap. Now I'm gonna explain you how to look for those bear traps. And reverse. F15 means long, okay? So you know it. So I think the plan worked, right? I don't think the plan was wrong. That's the reason why it was a good day. And now let's find what level we had over here. What level we had. So this is the open, 935. This is the dip we had, 936. The dip touched over here, 178 and 75. Maybe I can be wrong for a few cents. It went 178 and 74. So I was 1 cent wrong in this trade. You can see the major fail. Okay, so over here, major fail. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big support, 179, broke. V pattern over here that I've been explaining in all these sessions. Right away, the stock over here, the price started bouncing back up. So reason too long came from the plan. Previous high, main target. Okay, and this is essentially just following the plan. Okay, just following over here the plan. So using the level over here, we can say this. So this is target. This over here is alerted of this level too long, 178 and 75. Again, charts and everything shared in the room, so you can see over here. So this is Tesla traders. So I'm not saying things, you know, after they open like everybody does, but I'm saying things, explaining things before they come, and explaining what I'm going to look for. Okay, so this is the, we'll say, the process of a precise trading strategy. All right, so now essentially we're sideways, okay? You can see that we're not making new higher highs, we're not making new higher low, no lower highs, sorry. We're not making higher lows, not making lower highs, so we have a contraction. Price action is in this range, so essentially we're doing this. I don't see an evolution over here, so I'm just sitting sideways, waiting for the pattern, okay? Some of the traders this morning, they instead shorted. Look, you can see short the same way you could go long, but that's the correct process. Looking for those levels that we had traced over here, and then through Bookmap, you see how the price action reacts to those levels. I received here a message from traders asking me why you don't have the dots bigger. It's true, sometimes I have them bigger. It really depends. So we can do this 1 second, and I can share my my parameters. So one of the parameters that I like over here to modify, sorry, is this. Okay, so sometimes you will see me using this, and I often will put, for example, 5,000, because I want to see only the biggest levels on the chart. So if I look over here, the chart, it filters everything that is not at least 5,000 shares as a heat map. Okay, you can also filter over here. This is exact size, but I don't really care about this. You know, you can filter this one. Over here is the minimum. So at minimum, you want to see 5,000 shares. Okay. Let's put it back again. Let's 5,000. Okay. So when I open the chart in the morning, and we can, essentially what we can do, we can simply look at the main levels daily, and that's fine. But also take a look at the main levels that you have on Bookmap. So sometimes if you will put something like this, you know, you think, okay, what are the main levels over here? I don't understand anything. You'll tell me like, Jay, I'm freaking out. And I say, use this. This is at least what I do, okay? And what I can see right away, I see a main level. And this you can see it from, you know, over here, 940 already, you see this level. You see this 179 is pretty big, right? You can also zoom out over here, put a little of zoom out. You'll see 178, a big level as well. You can see over here level 180. You can see more level over here, 179. And then, of course, if you zoom in, you'll see this. But those are the main levels on the chart. And now look at those main levels, how they react good. So look the difference. This, yes, you'll see the red levels. So you can see, okay, those are important levels, but then you can see so many. And sometimes you're looking at, like me, 6, 7 stocks or 2 futures as well together, and I need something fast, no confusion, very simple. And I do this. I have a main level over here, I have a main level over here, I have a main level over here, I have a main level over here. Now we're unwinding, yes. Just look how it bounced from those main levels over there. Okay, so this morning, when we had over here, and was like this, okay? We had a 179. Okay, this is what you see. So you see that it's fading, price is coming down, and this is the main level that I'm watching, 179. Major fake breakdown, bear trap, breaks over here and goes up higher. Look for the timing over here, this bear trap. So we have over here the first point, the second point, the third point, and the fourth point, and the fifth point. And now I'll explain you what you have to do. There are different types of breakdowns. So this is the type that we have a trend line with a higher lows. Over here we have a breakdown, so we're gonna call it like this, point 1, lower low, put it like next to it, lower low. So at this point, you don't know yet there's gonna be a fake breakdown. But over here, we have a higher, I would say higher low plus trend break. This is the higher low, okay, this point. Then over here you have a breakout. So we're gonna put BO, breakout. And then over here is confirmation. Is it clear, traders? If you have questions, just reach out. No, Ben. We share also the chart in the room, and we were short into the 525s on THMO before. You have traders any question about this? This is an example of the team shorting there, adding first covers, and then we're looking for the threes. Okay, so over here, okay, so for the majority of the traders here, this is pretty clear. Okay, we have a question over here from trader. So Phoenix, hi Jay. During your Bookmap video, could you discuss when Bookmap and other brokers do not match up? I think Bookmap is correct. The last spike on THMO asset is going 520. Or Bookmap is 442 is the time. Okay, it really depends over here from the data. Okay, so just know that what you see over here. For example, THMO, you always have to remember that using the X feed, you don't have access to ARCA. So if you have, let's say, with your broker, full access to all the routes, you'll see a little bit more, let's say, prints, okay, so fields that have here only Bookmap Ltd routes. There is OmniFeed that gives also ARCA. But the point is, you cannot have the same time simultaneously on the same chart, okay, OmniFeed or DXFeed. You have to have two separate THMO charts open. So one you will have like, let's say, EDJX and all that, and one you will have ARCA. Now, I'm not here over here to say who's better or not. Basically, I use over here the X feed. Okay, I always use this. Since 2016, 2017, the X feed has been going good. So I don't see the need that I will need to change. If in the future there will be an integration that on the same chart you will see Omni feed and the X feed, okay, let's go for that. Okay, but I'm not pointing out which one is better. I tell you what I'm using. Okay, so just being honest with you. The other thing is that sometimes on the spikes you won't see those prints over here above 5 because this went above 5. Okay, sometimes you won't see them. You see over here that is essentially peaks over here, so you don't see them. You have to zoom in. You see over here, if you zoom in, you have it. Did I answer your question, buddy? So we had essentially over here that print, which is at 520. Hopefully this is a trader, one of my buddies that's short over there. Okay, so this is THMO, the 520 fill. Okay, let me know if this is clear. Okay. 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 Any other questions, traders? Okay. All right, so let's continue here to look at THMO. So we had a major dip into the 360s, some liquidity below. The target over here remains 320. We have a huge liquidity over here, 350, and then more at 320. But I was looking, as we said, at the daily chart and today's chart on THMO. Over here, our micro float, small cap, high dilution, bad over here, financials. We were looking at this point over here, if we can cover here. So for who just came, this is the level we alerted, 525, and we alerted when the price was over here. Okay. Let's see over here, Marco. He's Italian like me. So he's alerting over here something on coin. Let's see. All right, let's make a little bit of recap over here on coin. Let's bring this to our hourly chart. Okay, so let's analyze the price action over here. So we start having over here from the 13 a bounce play, and there's a lot of sideways action right now. Okay, so what I see right now, I'm just looking at the hourly chart. I see a main point of support at this area. We can spot over here a major level of resistance over here, and then of course we have more levels, one on here, one here, one here, one here. But for now we are sideways over here. This is not a breakout. Yes, I would personally be waiting the break over here of this 70 and or a rejection of 70 and fail, or a break of 70, consolidation, and push to this 87. Okay, so what I've been looking over here is more for a breakout, as I said, of 70 or a rejection of 70. I wouldn't be trading that right now. So traders is asking me, and I'm reading right now. I think it's important over here to answer traders about their trading. On THMO this morning, we were looking for an A+ setup. Okay, I said this morning high forecast for a fader. Now the traders asking me, Jay, this morning I had locates pretty expensive. Should I have located them? What is expensive for you? Anything above 0.2, 0.3 is pretty expensive. So until 0.2, 0.3. I would essentially bar them. You know, you're gonna pay that 20-30% fees. So it's not when you pay like, you know, the same as 0.025. You're gonna pay a little bit more. So it really depends over here if you are looking to to pay this, and for you it's fine. I mean, for me personally, that is a good amount, but you know, it really is personal, okay? So depends over here what you're looking for. Okay, let's go back over here. Staying with a 5-minute chart. So we had a breakdown of this 179. You can see again over here the breakdown of liquidity, reclaim of the liquidity, dipped over here, and now pushing back up. Again, we have proved that we are not in a trend on Tesla. Let's see over here an execution using Bookmap. This is not my my chart. This is not my my screen or my trade. Let's just review over here what our trader is sharing us so that we can understand more. All right, so we're talking about coin. Okay, so we can see coin over here, and at 1040, exactly where the first arrow, we had a failed breakdown, level at 64, 64.10, I believe 64. Lower highs, lower lows, support over here 63. So basically from one level to another one, and then trail over here in the money. Let's look also over here, because he's pointing out what he saw on Bookmap. I think this is pretty useful. Over here we can see the breakdown. So the trader looked for the breakdown over here 66, or rejection in this case, lower high, lower lows. So he got in over here in the breakdown of 65. This is also a good color over here that he has. I like this color. Rejection again of 65. Coming back to the first over here, first liquidity area is a 64 support, then 63. So he took profit over here, over there. So say overall, good trade. Simple trade, good trade, but well done. Okay, let's go back over here. Again, over here, 178, breakdown and push. Possible trade right here. So we had over here wash, this 177, 178. It's pushing back up. So back in the range. And you can see now the break over here also in Bookmap. So we're forming higher lower, higher highs. Bouncing from this trendline break. And essentially from here, first target here, 50% range, high of the range, no direction for now. So that's why I'm avoiding Tesla. Not trading, not trade over here. Sideways, let's wait. If you have any questions, traders, please reach out. I mean, I like to have a little bit of conversation here with traders. And as well, I can see the ES this morning is sideways, 3870 and 3910. So no actual range. Let's wait. B9 is asking, how do you get your heat map to look like that? All right, so let's go back over here 2 seconds. So for me, one of the main points that, not you buddy, but a lot of traders have difficulty on is that they look at too many things on Bookmap, too many levels, and that sometimes can be confusing. Also, it's personal. You can have dots, you can have not dots, you can have like candlesticks. I'm training different traders with Bookmap. Not everybody. First, I put a strategy, and Bookmap is a good resource for the trades. But it definitely gives you a very good edge. And you can see over here the things I have access to. I have the NBBO. For futures, I have more. I have the icebergs and everything that's supported, which is very good. I have the VWAP, the volume bars, but I like to put this off. I don't really use this over here. Sometimes I will put a candlesticks bars, generally to the 1 minute. I don't have buy-sell orders. So I go over here, configure add-ons, and I can put more over here. I can put the DOM. So I use the DOM here for futures example. I can have the liquidity. These are all for futures. And then over here, if you go next to style configuration, I put a filter on heat map. Okay, so this is the normal heat map as you would have it. And I mean, it's good because it shows you where all the players, big and small players, are placed, right? But we have like what, dozens and dozens over here of levels. And sometimes it's a little bit too much. Imagine that you have 4 charts. Generally I have Tesla, Meta, Amazon, and Google, or Nvidia, depends. Once I need to have Netflix and Apple. And I see something like this. Wow. And I see, okay, now which one is the most reliable one? You know, where will bounce from? Where will reject from? What I have to consider here. And that's why traders have a hard time to, you know, to find their hedge. So for every single stock, you have to use a different metric. And using a 5,000 over here on Tesla is pretty good. Or if you want to see a little bit more, you would put a 3,000. But you can see that now our levels are really, really few. Okay, so I like to put 5,000 generally. And it shows me only the levels where I see 5,000 minimum over here of liquidity. Okay, you can start, I believe, looking at this. You know, you can try to filter what you prefer. Already you can see 3,000. It filters a lot of levels. Still shows you over here these stops at 182, where we had the rejection of today. And it shows over here the level 180 where we bounce from. Okay, this goes up over here almost 1 point, and then over here we bounce from the 179.50, goes up 80 cents, and then over here we bounce 179, goes up over here 30 cents, and then look over here, we go to the 178, and it goes up over here like $1.50. So it's not bad to filter out bounce, bounce, small bounce, bounce over here. So you can see every single time it bounces. Okay, of course that with pattern, with the strategy, it gives you a very good insight. All right, you're welcome. So let's hear the question. You can write over here on Discord in the room. I see some traders DMing me. Okay. So one trader over here is asking why I do not put over here candlesticks. I believe is saying over here on Bookmap. I mean, if I will be trading from Bookmap alone, using this as a main tool, yeah, could be could be the thing I look for. You know, I just go over here, I put my candlestick bars, and then I go over here and I check candlesticks, and I can put interval 1 minute, I can put over here 5-minute bars, and then each bar going to be a 5-minute. Okay, they're not bad. I mean, it's a good tool. I just prefer over here to have like dots, and I'm not really interested in having even these dots so big. I just need to see how it reacts at certain levels. That's the main point for me. Okay, so I have those levels, I see how it reacts those levels, and then I take the trade. Okay. So let's see over here a couple of trades. So over here we have an extension. This is OTLY, top, lower, high covers. This is from a mentor student that I'm coaching, so very good job over here. And then over here, let's look also something that it's a little bit early, so we'll see also Zebras. It's important. So the point is waiting the stock that has those levels of resistance. Remember, we were looking over here this morning at one was around 460, sorry, and one was around 525. Remember, we spoke about this before. So this is a good trade, short, but a little bit too much over here. This is anticipation, a little bit of anticipation, and this is correct. So we wait that we find a top, and then once we have the sideways action, okay, we want to short over here, and then the push over here that you don't see in this case with this broker, but we had a push over here, 525. For the rest over here, good management, good trade. A trader is asking me how to have the perfect discipline. I would say with practice and repeating yourself, rules over rules over rules. Okay, so do that often. Looking at your trades, tracking your trades, understanding what is really paying you off, and also understanding where you have losses. All right. So we are at the last 5 minutes over here. Remember, common error this, okay? Common error. Okay, let's go back over here to Tesla. Still holding this range. We're going to look for a few more minutes. So over here, traders, I gave an explanation of the trade on THMO. And I'm gonna post over here in the room. Right now, just waiting, traders. So let's see if we have a few more questions. All right, traders, so we got over here to 11:15. I think we covered some good stuff. Coin, THMO, Tesla, how to know which levels to trade. If you have any more questions, just reach out. Remember, we're here, we're doing in summer in Italy, I open a trading academy where I receive traders to work with me, trade with me live. We'll have, for example, a trader here from California this Friday, 2 traders from Great Britain next week, and we're organizing for the end of June a 5-day trading experience over here in San Marino. So if you need help, reach out and work together. Thank you very much, traders. See you again next week, and good luck.